What's up everyone, it's Chachi Power here to do a review for CollectionDX. Today what I have for you guys is the assembled Borg 009. This is the Ghost Gunner. This is a new line they have for increased play value. A lot of you probably have Revoltechs and you've been pulling their arms off and switching them with other figures, which is fun. But this is the first time they've actually made a dedicated figure line, as far as I know. And this box seems like it's the same box they use for 9, 11, and 12, and it'll show you the one that I have here, the 009. It shows you how to put it together using the included Revoltech joints, and it shows you the other two here, and it also shows you here basically different modes. You can make a motorcycle, you can make some type of flight unit here for this, and a robot. So this is using existing pieces that you put together, which is really cool. Now, unfortunately, I only have this, so I'm very limited as to what I can show you, but you'll basically get an idea of how this can be used, for more play value. So what we're going to do is go inside here and check it out. So we're going to open the box, pull this bad boy out. Here we got the plastic tray, which is very familiar to you Revoltech fans. And a little booklet here that shows, other stuff they got. There you go. Now, if you spin this around, you're going to see it has a baggie full of stand parts and a bunch of extra Revoltech joints, which add to the play value. So we'll go ahead and pop this open so you can check out what's inside. Here is your basic figure. He'll come laying in a little plastic thing there to protect the matte finish that he has. You'll see he has a nice matte finish there, and the rest is a beautiful, beautiful metallic green paint job there. And as all Revoltechs are, this is PVC, so you'll notice there's a lot of flex without really, causing the joints to click, which is, one of the biggest complaints I have with Revoltechs is that they're very what's that word? Very rubbery. Okay, even though they do have ratcheting joints, they've also included this little plastic piece to protect the chest, which is also a nice matte finish there. We'll put that back on, and you'll notice the back has a hole because there is a piece that goes on. If I can just knock it out of this tray here as I spill everything everywhere. Alright, so this is actually a two-piece backpack thingy. That comes off like that. Just push it back in, and this goes on his back. So by doing that, you get your basic figure. Now I want to point out that he does have a lot of holes. Here you'll see him on the shoulder. You'll see him here on the backpack. Obviously on the feet for the stands and stuff like that. And anywhere you pull out a joint, you have a hole. So think of it this way: anything that you can pull off and reattach, you can just basically switch it everywhere. Now this is true for most Revoltechs, but like I said, this is the line that's really meant to just work with your imagination. So you can do a lot of stuff. This is the only Revoltech I have with me at the moment, so there's not much I can do. But if you're familiar with Revoltechs, you'll know what I'm talking about. If not, we'll get a little bit into that. So here is the figure. I guess I can start off with articulation. Anywhere you see these black joints, that means he's articulated in that area. Okay, so, and the best thing is, if you're not familiar with these, is that they are ratcheting joints, which is always cool. So we're going to start off with the head. You'll hear the ratchets on the head, right there on the neck, and then swivel to the side. Revoltech joints do not ratchet to the sides, only on their axis here. Okay, and then you have the shoulders. Alright. And then the arm swivel forward. Now, the thing with the Revoltech joints is you have to line the joints up a certain way. Normally you would use a tool, so you can spin the joint without spinning the arm, or when you take off the arm, you can spin this around. What I like to do is just, instead of holding it straight and trying to turn it that way, you fold it and then you can turn it this way. So that's if you're really having problems trying to pose. Continue with the articulation. He does have the elbows, which are also ratcheted, and The wrists are ratcheted, they're just really soft ratchets due to the size of the joint. Okay, then you have the waist, which has a lot of articulation, and you can spin them around since it's just a free joint there. The legs, here you go. Now if you want to go to the sides, this is what I'm talking about. There is flex, which this is a part that just makes it really hard to pose the way you want it. So you want to get the part that swivels this way to come off to the side a bit, bring it down, and somehow turn the thigh here. Now if you had the Revoltech tool, which is a little pliers that grab onto the joint itself, it would be a little bit easier, but I don't have that with me. So you'll see that this leg basically goes forward, and I've gotten this one to be able to swing out. So it's just a matter of just getting the joints where you want them. And we'll move down to the knee, same thing, ratcheting with Revoltech joints, and same thing with the foot. Now if you want the foot to have a movement other than this, if you want to angle the ankle, turn the joint to the side, then turn the foot. Again, this is where a tool would come in handy. And then you have side to side movement there. Next I'm going to show you how to assemble the gun portion of the figure. Here you get this piece here which looks like a big blade, and here is the actual gun part that he holds. Now this has to be assembled, and I'll show you how to do that. It's going to require some Revoltech joints, but we'll start off with the easy pieces first. So this part, you're going to want to get this muzzle here, just slide it in. Because this is a new figure, a lot of the holes are tight, and the muzzle doesn't want to go in very easily, so you kind of have to force it in. So once you got that situated on there, put that off to the side, grab this piece here. Now this piece, you want to be careful. If you'll notice, I don't know if you can see it, there's a piece stuck in there. And the reason for that is I snapped off the end of this guy. Not this one specifically, but this little rod here. When I put it in there, I tried to take it out and I was wobbling it too much and it snaps. You want to be careful because the clearances are very tight. So here is the piece that's broken. So it's just, look out for that. Revoltechs usually don't break like that. I don't know what I did, but I broke it. But it does actually still tab in very nicely. Then once you got that done, grab this piece again. I probably should have done that earlier. And you're going to want to put this piece there. Now to join those two halves together, you're going to want to get a number 6 Revoltech joint. It'll tell you on the box which one it is. And then just pop the joint in there, then get the other side in there. Now again, when it's new, it's very hard to put in, so just be careful. You don't want to start breaking Revoltech joints. Once you got your basic gun piece there, you're going to go to the back here and find a hole there. Same thing. Pop in a Revoltech joint. Again, this one is very hard to do, so just wobble it in there carefully. And once you're done putting that together, you're obviously going to want to make another one because there's 2. Next, grab the figure and you can go ahead and start putting the gun parts on. You'll have a hole right up here, so you're going to put that small Revoltech joint right in there and just carefully line it up so you can get it in there like so. Make sure it's in all the way because this piece will have to tab into his shoulder. You'll see it tabs right there, snaps right in. Then go ahead, do the same thing with the other side. So here's a Ghost Gunner with the gunfight converting system all set. And what's cool about this does fold down here. So they fold down like this until he's ready for a gunfight. Then just pull him right back up. Now because this is a modular system, it's all made up of different types of pieces. You can actually take this part off and use it as a gun. Now to use the gun, you're going to want to replace the wrist that it comes with out of the box and replace it with the gun holding hand. Now you're going to want to take note of the angle of the hole, otherwise you'll have a lot of trouble putting it in like I did the first time. So it's basically like this. You would think it's like that, but it's like this. Alright, so go ahead and shove that in there like so. And now your hand is ready to accept the gun. So just shove that in there like so. And there he is holding the gun. You can do the same with the other hand. We're on the subject of alternate hands. He does have this karate chop hand and this relaxed open hand. And he has 2, one for the left, one for the right for each kind of hand. And aside from these 2, he has the fist that comes standard from the box, and he also has the gun holding hand. Now, I mentioned in the beginning of the video that there is many ways you can assemble this using other figures, and you can basically, the limit is basically your imagination. So whatever you can think up and put together is possible. Like I said, I only have this figure right now, so there's very limited amounts I can do. But what I will show you is an example of the stuff you can do. One I did, I believe this is the one I did for the written review. And what I did was I removed the knee here, okay, and I took the gun part here, took it off with the joint, and attached it here. So essentially I've made a bladed leg, and you can go ahead and put it on the other side and it would look like this. Another thing you could do is attach this to the backpack here. Then you attach the other side and you have something that could pass for some wings, some kind of high-tech wings there. Then you can swap out the arms and have the bladed portion be the arm. And there's just so many variations that it would take forever to go through them all. It's like I said, it's limited to your imagination and how many sets of Revoltechs you have. Now we're going to get to another part, which is basically the downfall of some Revoltech figures, and that is just getting this thing to stand. I had a very, very unfun time trying to photograph this guy for the written review. Fortunately, there is a stand, but not everybody wants to show a figure with the stand. And I mean, there's just no way to get this guy to stand and have a cool pose. Like, even a standard pose, this guy's just too top heavy. And even if he's not top heavy, even if you get rid of these things, you probably won't want to stand. Whoops, kind of need the arm. Alright, and it's just a lot of fussing around with the joints. And it's so rubbery that you think you've spread the leg far enough and it just sinks back in. So you got to really mess around with joints. And that's really what I don't like about Revoltechs. But like I said, it does come with a stand. There's a bag full of an assortment of Revoltech joints. So that'll add to the play value if you use other figures, or you want to add other parts to it. So this is the base, and this post attaches to it. And then it comes with these two bigger Revoltech joints, which you can just slip right in there, like so, and attach this. What's cool is that gives you articulation there on the stand, so you're able to put the figure on there. Now, the only way I found to attach this figure was to actually take this pack off and attach them. And it's a little awkward. Probably doing it wrong, guys. So, I don't know. It's just a little weird. I don't get it. I didn't fuss around with it enough to really figure it out. But this stands there if you guys know how to use it. Another piece that might help... Oh, look at that. It actually stood. And it's in an awkward position. Is the using just the base itself. Just take that off. You'll see it's got these little nubs here. So you're going to want to stick the foot right in here. Now it's optional. It's a little hard to get in there. It's probably not meant for that, but that'll get you to have the figure stand a little easier as long as you pose it correctly. So that's there for you guys if you want it. Oh, and I almost forgot to show you guys this little effects piece, which is kind of like that when the feet hit the ground or something, it causes that splash effect. It comes with that. So same thing, just put the foot right on it and you're able to have that effect. And then what you do in this case is just give them a nice pose, some kind of action pose, like so. And that just about does it for the review, guys. If I do get more of these, I'll be sure to update the videos on the other reviews to show all the other possibilities. But for now, this will have to do. So I'd like to thank Toy Freaks for sending this out so we can do this review for you guys. And make sure to check those guys out. And also, you're going to want to check the written review out for some pictures and commentary on this figure. So go to CollectionDX.com and check that out. And until next time, guys, bye-bye.